We know the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, and respectfully, I don't think anybody would take his word as law anyway, from now. I mean, I'm still waiting for him to resign after he confidently said he would resign if the president or the vice president ever traveled on a private jet, but it recently happened. So, I mean, there are lots of things he said that he has not...
He said he will resign.
Oh, you haven't seen that video?
No.
Oh, no, let's play that video.
He did not say he will resign if the vice president...
He said...
Exactly.
He didn't say...
Tell me what he said.
No, what you said is not what he said.
So what did he say?
And also...
No, you are making a statement, so make the correct statement. Don't demand from me what you want to say.
There is a video of him on Adom FM.
Criticizing,
criticizing at that time. Please let me.
No.
Or you want to correct what and say what
because
he said?
I don't want us to personalize this issue and do our usual Ghanaian thing of finding someone to beat up to clear them. No, the foreign minister is a foreign minister. We all know who he is. But this is an institutional issue that we are dealing with. So we need to address this matter within the context of it doesn't matter who the foreign minister is.
Yeah, but in her mind, the foreign minister doesn't have the credibility to pursue this institutional matter. That's what
so let me explain what I mean. And Annie, it is on record. The video is here. You can play it. He said he will resign if anybody from his administration, the president or vice president, flew on. If they are to fly on a private jet, he said it. There's video evidence of that. So if you have anything to dispute, you bring. He said it. He hasn't resigned. There was this matter of chip embedded. Honorable, please let me land. It will all make sense to you. There was this matter of chip embedded passports that he claimed he had brought from heaven, heralded, fresh in Ghana. It was something that was done by the previous administration. All I'm saying is that we cannot take...
What was done by the previous administration?
The chip embedded passports. No, there's also evidence of that.
I was on the Foreign Affairs Committee in the previous administration.
It was launched by Honorable Shirley, Okudzeto,
and then what happened?
And then what
happened?
happened?
Then you come up and relaunch it.
Hold on.
So, he didn't relaunch it.
What happened after the launch?
Yes, he didn't relaunch it.
I think even the president got his first passport. Then you come in and you try to purport to the people of Ghana that you are now bringing this matter.
No.
So
by
now,
my records,
we have
as a reporter, as a common reporter,
tell me what.
Please, it was launched. What was issued?
The president got his first passport. I think even Honorable Samuel Abujinapo got his first passport. There's evidence of this.
You're saying you think.
No, you can cross-check. The president got his passport.
Okay, so there was a statement that generated a bit of some debate amongst the three of us. I'm just having clarity from the foreign ministry, and it says that work started on chip embedded passports since 2010. Work started on chip embedded passports since 2010, following the ICAO's. We pronounce it. We pronounce it in a certain way. I don't want to do that. So ICAO's new requirements. The Mills Mahama and Akufo-Addo administration all did some work. So at the mass rollout of the chip embedded passports on April 28, 2025, the Foreign Minister, Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa, and other speakers acknowledged this fact.
That's right.
On that day.
That's right.
They acknowledged the fact.
That's
okay.
Right.
So Akufo-Addo did a chip-embedded passport launch in the last days of his tenure in December 2024. Now, despite the launch, Ghana was not ready. Copies were not available. And only the old passports were available for Ghanaians when they applied for passports.
That's right.
In this new management, it's the new government which has made it possible for the chip embedded passports to now be available for all Ghanaians.
Right.
The current mass rollout, if there's a record of Nanado receiving the chip, let me know. So read it for us. So
expect the Foreign Affairs Minister to come out and be absolutely clear about this. This launch of Nanado's
let me
chip,
finish. You read that. The mass rollouts of the chip embedded passports had never happened in Ghana's history. Those claiming this is false should produce copies of the chip-embedded passports. And it is also important to note that what's happening now is not just a chip-embedded passport rollout, but a much bigger package of major reforms in passports administration. Exactly. These reforms include the historic courier delivery, e-tracking of passports delivery under 15 days, and 24-hour operation of the passport head office, with these reforms, Ghana will no longer have to grapple with the phenomenon of uncollected passports and needless frustration. Remember, the minister met over 70,000 uncollected passports when he took office. The facts are obvious for all the
which he's still having trouble distributing.
So let me source in the foreign ministry.
Yes, and let me tell you, the chip embedded passport was launched somewhere December 2nd, 2024. It's very typical of our brothers in the NDC. When something happens now in their government, when it is bad, they will quickly say it's MPP. When it's good, it's in the 5 months that they've magically brought it up. But everybody in this country, we all saw when the launching of this chip-embedded passport was done. And the president received the first copy. It was in December. Had we retained power, by the time that he came into office and has started distributing, it would have happened. So
what would have happened?
The rollout of the larger rollout. No. The larger rollout. You cannot come and pretend
hold on.
It didn't exist and then you brought it. That's the problem, Annie.
In the statement that I've received, the person said, at the mass rollout of the chip-embedded passport on April 28, 2025, the foreign minister, Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, and other speakers acknowledged. No one is debating you on what you're saying. Acknowledge the fact. And there's also the fact that the work started in 2010. You can't take that away that far.
But where's evidence of that work? A lot of work on this chip embedded passport was done by the former Foreign Affairs Minister
to move away from discussing Washington and the corruption there.
You know,
and landed at Ghana and
we all know in this country. Okay, the Mahama case has been launched.
We can have a discussion on the chip embedded passports at another time. But today, for God's sake, we are discussing Washington.
Yes, it was presented to him at the launch.
You know, I was a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee in the 8th Parliament when the Honorable Shirley was the Foreign Minister. And I know the number of times she came before the committee. And I know the number of times we raised the issue of the chip-embedded passport and what the progress was. She always tried to update us on how much progress they were. And I know at that time, the current foreign minister, Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa, was the ranking of our...
what's the picture there? Is it Nanado's chip-embedded passport?
Of the foreign affairs.
Oh, that's it.
Like you are showing the picture, Annie. How will I know?
I'm asking for confirmation.
This is the launch of the chip-embedded passports. This was the launch that he did in December. That's I can confirm.
So there was a launch, but there was no rollout. So is the foreign minister now supposed to come and sit back and not talk about the
rollout?
Because there was a launch? No. You know, it's been work in progress, as the note said, from 2010. So at every stage, we needed a report, especially the Foreign Affairs Committee. If you asked Madam Botchwey the number of times she had to appear before the committee, and it's not because we were trying to stall it. We were trying to get it out. We were trying to get it working. So no one is here talking about who, and that's the bane of our politics, Annie. Who did what?
Yeah.
Credit is so unnecessary. And that's the point I made earlier on. Whatever we do, and if we are doing it for the people of Ghana, we don't care who does it. If the people of Ghana need chip-embedded passports, it doesn't matter whether Shirley did it or Okudzeto Ablakwa did it. So the most important thing is we've got the chip. So this is what AI says.
So this is what AI says.
Yeah.
In 2010, Ghana introduced biometric passports, which included a chip for storing biometric data. And but you remember, I think when Hannah Tete,
then foreign minister.
That's when she actually launched the biometric passports. Yeah. But for the full implementation of a chip, embedded passports, including features like facial recognition and fingerprints, was finalized and rolled out in April 2025.
So
the process...
Exactly.
No,
it's a process.
It
didn't
like
start today like picking this
gold
cap and
reserves of
putting
the
it
country.
here.
They tell you
No.
it started some time ago. But before the proper accumulation started, the whole country since the inception of Ghana had about 8 tons. And in a matter of 2 years, it goes to 30 tons. So it's obvious that somebody
when
deliberately...
When did we start accruing gold, storing gold?
I'm saying before 2022.
When did Ghana start reserving gold?
From the inception of Ghana till 2022,
yeah, so what are you talking
where the
about?
domestic gold purchase program was started, it was 8. Then from 2022 till now, we have over 30. So if you look at it, it is one person that deliberately started accumulating it. But to throw that off and to throw dust into that argument, they come and say that we started accumulating it a long time. It's the same thing that's happening with this chip embedded passport.
So
and to me, it's neither here nor there.
Wait.
If something has been launched, what is the point? Why can't you just roll it out?
With this,
what is the point of rolling it out?
No. So that is your issue, therefore.
Analogy.
Yes.
You're saying that the difference is that someone deliberately.
No, let me ask you one question.
Is that the word that's making the difference?
You're asking me a question, so let me also ask you a question. So if
you can't ask me a question,
to answer your question, if we gained independence somewhere in the 1950s, so if from there to 2022, how many years is that? We only accumulated 8 tons. At what rate would it take us to accumulate 22 tons? I'm sure the people watching are probably better at math, but you can just imagine that it would take so many years, probably another century before we would have gotten to the 30. So it took someone to sit down and say, no, now let's accumulate gold. That's the point I'm making. But to throw dust into the deliberate effort the person did. And I started by saying that the NDC is quick to everything bad that they inherit now. They are quick to blame
kindly
the
remind
previous.
Her, and if I had a way, I would pick it up.
To blame the previous government.
Honorable Chairman Sabunsu said about the gold bond.
Anything, we're not talking about gold bond. We are talking about gold for reserve. And Honorable, please let me land. You are distracting me.
No, you've managed to disrupt the whole discussion.
I was saying, what was
That's what you've done.
You have distracted yourself.
No.
Yes, seriously. You managed to just no. You know.
So we are talking. You go and have another event at the cost of taxpayers to launch
very
the
important.
passport. Again,
very
when it has been launched less than 5 months ago. What is the motive of that?
When Shirley Botchwey launched in December and issued President Akufo-Addo the sample passport, who else received a passport in this country? Good. So it took that time is what we celebrated in April. Now you come back to the same point.
You are rolling it out.
You come back to the same point, my dear. Very important.
You launched it again.
Extremely important.
To project to the people of Ghana.
Extremely important. Very important.
But it has become the modus operandi of the NDC.
No Ghanaian knew about the chip embedded passport until April when it was launched. No one knew.
One officer did in the consulate there. It is not MPP or NDC. When you started, you said it was a mess we brought. So if it's bad, MPP is a mess MPP brought. But if we are benefiting from something positive the MPP administration did, then we shouldn't talk about
MPP administration. MPP was not in power in 2010.
No, what? So are you saying that the chip embedded passport
was not in power in 2010? Maybe you are confused about your dates and timelines.
No, you can talk about the beginning of biometric processes.
In 2010, it was an NDC administration.
No, it was the biometric process that started.
That is what led gradually. And I'm telling you that even between 2021 and 2024, our ranking, Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa was the one leading and pushing the foreign ministry.
What are you talking about? Between 2010 and 2016, you couldn't issue one single passport. What is wrong?
Let me take a breather. I'm going to make, follow up with the foreign ministry to get a chip embedded passport. I'll be back shortly. Seth is saying that. Good morning, Annie. The chip embedded passport was not launched on April 28th. It was launched by Chief of Staff Julius Debra and was a mass distribution of chip embedded passports. Some colleague journalists on the day and others went through the process and now have their chip embedded passports. On the same day, Ekia is just refusing to accept the fact that the chip embedded passports was relaunched by this government in April. I was at the program, and the emphasis was on the distribution of the chip-embedded passport through Ghana Post. Okay.
But you just said it was relaunched yourself, Seth. That's all I said.
No, he said it. He said the emphasis was on distribution.
No, reach the whole thing he said. He said it was relaunched. And now you are adding emphasis on distribution.
Simon,
we have no problem with the relaunch. Just
don't worry,
we're
talking about the embassy, Ghana embassy fraud. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. That chip is in. It's okay. It's okay. So Simon from Parliament says that, good morning, Annie. Tell Madam Ekia, who created the Common Fund, Data Content, Get Fund, and Exim Bank, didn't the MPP appoint members to those institutions? Ghana.
Isn't it?
Okay. Thank you.